Donna, you won the LinkedIn challenge that we did in August. The first question was going to be what attracted you towards the academy. Well, you got into the academy for free for a year because you won the challenge. But I guess, as you said, what attracted you towards the challenge itself? And then when I said to you, hey, you won a year in the academy, what made you go, I'm going to give this a shot? And actually, not that people in the academy aren't consistent, but you're there like almost every single session. Like, you just show up, rain or shine, no matter what's happening. Like, you have been one of the most consistent people in the academy. And you could argue that because you won the competition, like, that didn't need to be the case. Like, there was no guarantee that you would be that person in the academy and really make the most of it. So I guess two questions: what attracted you towards the challenge, and then what's attracted you towards the academy so that you just show up time and time again?
So the challenge is all about my learning and learning new things. Being in a business is really new to me. So it's a big, steep learning curve anyway. And the challenge was about LinkedIn, which I didn't know much about. So I just thought I'd dive in on that. Not 1 minute did I think I would win the whole academy and what went with it.
No.
And because of that, I feel very privileged to be part of it. So I'm going to try and turn up whenever I can.
No, you did a great job. And also the other thing is, like, I'm pretty selective about how I let into the academy. Like, the community, we'll go on to the community in a moment, but the community is such a big aspect of the academy. I don't want the wrong person coming in because I don't want to throw off the balance. I don't want to throw off like how open everyone is, the culture. Like, I'm very careful about that. So it ended up working out perfectly because you're also a huge part of the community. So, I mean, it's kind of worked out all around, honestly.
Really good.
Second question: what was happening in your cleaning company that you felt like you needed the support with? Now, you mentioned you didn't know a lot about LinkedIn and that's why you joined the challenge, but kind of what else was happening at the time in your business that maybe needed some improvements or you wanted to work on? What was happening?
I think we're just, as a business, we're really keen on growing and moving forward, and just wanted to make sure we're making the right steps, and are we making enough steps, and are we making enough progress? Yeah, and that's what sort of has helped us get there as well.
So what was happening before you joined the challenge? Like, give me, kind of paint a picture of where the business was at.
Well, we were mainly domestic. We knew we wanted to go commercial, but I think probably only had one biggish commercial and not many others.
Okay.
Knew we wanted to go down that route, but hadn't really accessed many until we came to the academy.
Oh, okay. What's it like being a part of the academy? No. Now, there's obviously the community is a big aspect of it, but also with the coaching sessions that we do, the group stuff, one-to-one stuff that we do. What's it like being a part of the academy on like a day-to-day basis, week to week, and even now month to month?
So day to day, there's always someone there that can help you with a question, even just draft an email. An example was yesterday when I wasn't sure of an email to send. I put a note in the WhatsApp group, and within 2 seconds, I think, someone had helped and thrown some ideas around. And then like the weekly catch-ups with yourself and the group of other people on Zoom is so valuable, because it just means, especially as it's at the beginning of the week, it's just like, let's get this week started, let's get it going on a good note. And the accountability and your one-to-one stuff, I think, is really what's made me identify the smaller steps. I knew I wanted commercial work, but the small steps to get there, I'm not sure I really understood that and saw them as what they are.
Oh, okay. What's some of you mentioned you were doing domestic and you wanted to get into commercial. You had one biggish commercial contract, you had some smaller ones, but you knew that maybe future growth was in commercial. What are some of the biggest wins that you've had since you've been a part of the academy? Because there have been a few.
Yeah, so I think the two biggest ones are, we've got a 40-hour-a-week commercial contract now. So that was our biggest commercial contract ever. So that's come, I think it was just before Christmas, December time. Took a long time to get it, but because they were humming and hawing with things, but we got there in the end. And then now we have taken part in the Ultima training, which was encouraged by everyone within the network. And we've now got a 90-hour-a-month contract with them as well. So that's really exciting.
And you, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had your biggest ever month since being a part of the academy, right?
Yeah, January is our biggest month, but I think February and maybe March are going to be ones that are still building. I haven't double checked February yet, but I think it's going to be the same.
And LinkedIn's been pretty good for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was really scared of it to start with, like everyone else is, because I hear everyone else saying what I said like 3 months ago. They feel like they're stalking people, because I did think I was doing that. But then I think one day you said to me, they all know exactly what everyone's on there for.
Yeah.
So now I've just got like a bit of a system. It's not a clean cut system yet, whereas I sort of introduce myself, message them a few times, like a few of their posts.
Yeah.
And then hopefully get an email or get an appointment or a meeting or something, so we can sort of talk a bit further. And a couple have come. I have a couple of smaller contracts from them, lots of quotes off the back of it, and people that we're still chatting with. So hopefully there'll be a few more coming through.
When you look at where you were before you joined the academy, and you look at where you are now, what have been some of the biggest transformations that have happened in that, 6 months?
So I know how to break things down now, so it really helps me know what I need to do each step of the way. Like I said just now, rather than saying I want commercial contracts, yeah, but how do I get them?
Yeah.
By setting the little WIG goals each week and making sure I do. And on a Sunday, every Sunday, myself and Dan, my husband, who's my partner, we without fail have a quick chat to make sure we're both working towards whatever our 3-month target is at the time.
Huge.
And they do make a difference.
Yeah, make a massive difference. Absolutely massive difference. So you've kind of gone from mostly doing domestic. I mean, still doing domestic, I know, but mostly doing domestic, want to get more commercial. You don't have a strategy for that. You've got focus, accountability, support, biggest ever months. It's pretty mad in 6 months, actually.
Pretty good.
Great 6 months.
It's great. I'm loving it. And you know, that was our plan, but we weren't quite sure how to do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
We were always set up with the thought process of it being as big as possible.
Yeah.
And us running it.
Yeah.
But like I said, we had no business plan. We just got on the train and started going, and luckily we met up with you in the middle of it.
But it's so, I mean, I had this conversation with someone earlier where he was like, yeah, I've done loads of training and read loads of books and stuff, but they don't always tell you how to do it. It's really good for giving you like the concept and everything, but I'm very much about like, here's the steps. Like, it's important, but knowledge doesn't really mean anything unless you can implement it. So, I mean, for a lot of the stuff, I don't always want to teach people new things. I just want them to act on the things that they know. I know that sounds so simple, but I guess it is. But if I can get people to consistently take action on things that are going to make a big difference in their business just through small things over time, like that is the most manageable way to stimulate growth, honestly, because you don't always have to diversify. You don't have to go into a whole new area. Sometimes it is just like, look, there's a couple of actions that you can do on a consistent basis, and you just implement those like you have with LinkedIn, and look where it's taking you. And absolutely huge. Last question.
And I think sort of from the group as well, I've met a few people in person now, and I think I've made some really good like friends as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, I've had a few people say that to me recently. It's so nice. I think Becky and Heather have gone on holiday together.
I know, they were saying yesterday.
What? So, I mean, from that perspective, it's amazing. And yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful to have you as a part of it. I'm very glad that you won the challenge. You've been amazing.
No, I'm glad as well. Thank you very much.
Donna, thank you so much for being here. Really, I'd say thank you so much for taking the time. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie.